Hi there. Today I'm not talking music or anything. This video is all about this book. It's called Dead Runner, and it was written by a man called Frank Ross. It's labelled there, a novel of suspense. Well, Frank Ross, I believe this was his first book. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure on the details. All I know that this is a book that was written by my uncle, my mum's brother, who's no longer with us. But this book, for me, I first read it maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And it was written in 1977. And it seems just so topical. It seems like a timeless story, basically. It's a timeless story. Let me just read the actual sleeve notes. Dead Runner, Frank Ross. A dead runner, by definition and by nature, was an outsider, a freelance pulled into the net to perform functions too dangerous, too compromising, or too visible to risk a staff operative. A dead runner was expendable, unprotectable. More often than not, the only successful outcome of a dead run operation was the runner's grave. David Driscoll, ex-British agent, ex-government assassin, international arms dealer, and self-made entrepreneur, is a dead runner, assigned to kidnap Mahmoud Assad, an Arab assassin, from a London jail and hand him over to the Israelis. Then something goes amiss, and Driscoll and the Arab are suddenly allies, running for their lives from an unknown double agent. The Israelis, it turns out, are not the only ones searching desperately for Assad. A British plane, hijacked by Arab terrorists, has landed at Heathrow Airport with an atomic bomb aboard, and the Arabs threaten to set it off if their countryman is not returned to them. British officials must find a way to protect the citizens of London from a potentially lethal atomic blast. At the same time, they cannot allow news of the danger to leak to the public and cause a panic that would only complicate their efforts. While Driscoll fights to evade his pursuers and unmask the traitor, the petty jealousies and tortuous chains of command between government agencies almost succeed in thwarting British efforts to recapture Assad and disarm the hijackers before they are able to make good their threat. Dead Runner is a novel, but its implications are too frighteningly possible to be taken as mere fantasy. Anyone with access to a bit of stolen plutonium can make a nuclear device. Instructions are printed in books and pamphlets quite freely available to the public. And as terrorist activities become progressively more violent, it would be foolish not to assume that they will one day, perhaps tomorrow, pose just the threat that Frank Ross has anticipated here with such devastating clarity. It also says Frank Ross is a pseudonym. The author has written extensively for magazines and newspapers, which is true, and that's why I believe that this is his first novel. And Frank Ross is indeed a pseudonym, but I won't reveal his real name. But he was my uncle, my mum's brother, older brother. And let me just give you the book is really interesting. It was published by Athenaeum in 1977 in New York. I don't know if you can see that. You can't on my angle. That's better, right? So it was, yeah. And it was dedicated to Kay, who ran. And in the acknowledgement, it says, the author wishes to acknowledge his debt to the writings of Dr. Theodore Taylor, a brilliant, inspirational nuclear physicist and designer of America's biggest atomic bomb. For years, Dr. Taylor has contended that anyone of modest technical ability could design, develop, and build an atomic device. He expanded that thesis graphically in his technical biography, The Curve of Blinding Light, by John McPhee, Farrar, Straus and Giroux, New York, 1974. His reflections in that book, his outline of the elementary bomb-making process, form the basis for the model employed in these pages. Dr. Taylor has said if we don't get this problem under international control within the next 5 or 6 years, there is a good chance it will be permanently out of control. This book anticipates that danger. Again, it was written in 1977. And it's split into 3 parts, very clever: Genesis, Exodus, and Revelation. And there aren't chapters as such, there's just time marks in each place. Well, I will be now I shall be reading this book, this series of videos, mainly for my family who've never read it, and to anyone else who's interested in this fascinating tale, which I think personally as well would make a fantastic film. I really do. But I shall be marking these videos Dead Runner, read by myself, and I shall be doing them over the next month. So I hope you tune in for the first instalment of my uncle's book, Dead Runner, which I'll be reading to you in a very croaky voice.